Alright, just a little heads up before we get to the review. Before making this video, I was sick for a couple of days and had to get myself to rest for a while, and I've been feeling better so far, even though my voice can sound a little funny at times. I just want to say that just as a heads up, but I hope you guys still enjoy this video regardless. Hey guys, this is Jason. I'm reviewing Inside Out 2, directed by Kelsy and Mann, who is known for directing the Pixar short Party Central and is also known for writing The Good Dinosaur. In this film, Riley is now 13 years old, and her emotions, joy, sadness, anger, disgust, and fear start to see some weird changes in her. Most of those changes are caused by a new emotion named anxiety, who kicks the old emotions out and tries to take care of Riley herself and gives her a new popular life. And both Joy and the other emotions have to figure out a way to get back to headquarters and fix everything. I was kind of looking forward to this film because I love the first Inside Out film. I would consider that to be one of my favorite Pixar films, up there with the Toy Story films and The Incredibles. It has incredible animation, fun characters, and it can make you very teary-eyed at times. Like, I rewatched the film recently, and there are still moments in that film that make me tear up. Now, when it comes to Pixar's sequels, they can be a hit and miss. There are some that are fantastic, like Toy Story 2, 3, and heck, I would even put 4 in there, but they will also make some sequels and prequels that are very mediocre, like Cars 3 and Monsters University. Cars 2 being the worst one in my opinion. And they've made some sequels that aren't as good as their predecessors, but I still enjoy them. Like, I actually like Finding Dory, and I have a lot of fun with Incredibles 2. Are they as good as their original films? No, but I still have a lot of fun watching them. But where does this film fit in? How did I feel about this film? Well, guys, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to say it. This is a really good Pixar sequel, and I would say it's one of the best ones. I gotcha, didn't I? This is a really good movie with incredible animation, which I know at this point it's a cliche because a lot of Pixar's films have incredible animation. Even in some of their weaker films, they still have really good animation. But it's also one of those things where you also have to acknowledge how good the animation is. Especially with some of the character designs, the movements, and even some of the smaller details, like with their hair standing out and the sweat, and even the backgrounds in the film all look incredible. There are also some other parts of the animation that you might not be used to, and I don't want to spoil it for you, but what I will say is this film does mix some different parts of the animation that you might not be used to, unless if you've seen both of the Spider-Verse films, of course. And the story is also really good. It mostly delves into what it's like growing up, where the first film was about an 11-year-old girl trying to get used to a new house that she moved in after moving out of a childhood house that she used to grow up in. This movie is about her being 13 years old and is dealing with puberty. Whether you have different emotions you've never experienced before, like anxiety or embarrassment or envy or ennui, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Like, even Joy herself had a hard time pronouncing that name. Now, this film is a little similar to another Pixar film called Turning Red, where that movie was about a little girl who can turn into a big red panda after she gets excited about something, and it's supposed to be a different twist on going through puberty, where that movie handles that part a little wildly. This film is more tame compared to Turning Red, because this film is really about Riley trying to fit into this new group that she's not used to being with, and she's also trying to control herself, which lets anxiety get Riley to do so many awkward moments that Riley is not meant to do, and causes her to make some bad decisions that she's not supposed to do, and it makes her become become the Riley that Joy and the others don't know her as. The voice acting is still really good. I still like Amy Poehler as Joy. I also still like Phyllis Smith and Louis Black as Anger and Sadness. And I even like the new voices they got for Disgust and Fear, where in the first film they were originally voiced by Bill Hader and Mindy Kaling. In this film they are voiced by Tony Hale and Liza Lapira. I even like some of the new actors for the new emotions they got in the film, in particular Maya Hawke as Anxiety, who basically becomes the film's antagonist throughout the majority of the runtime, because she's kicking out the old emotions and taking control of headquarters and tries to get Riley to do other things that she thinks will make her popular, but in reality they're not. They're making her go through some terrible decisions that she is not known for doing, and sometimes that would get her into trouble, and some people looking at her thinking like, what is she doing? This is also a very funny movie. I found myself laughing in a lot of scenes. In particular, without giving anything away, there's this one character that appears that does some weird movements and a weird move that is built for some comedy, and I won't say what that is, but if you've seen the movie then you probably know which character I'm talking about. But in case if you don't, let me make it a little easier for you. It's about something that is rolling around. I'm sure you'll get that part. Now, even though I still think this is a great movie and I do recommend watching it, it's still not quite as good as the first Inside Out film, because I do have a couple of issues with it. One of them is that it does a recap in the beginning of the film where Joy literally introduces who she is and who the other emotions are and who Riley is and why she is supposed to be important for them. And I really found that unnecessary because I already knew who these characters were in the first film. I don't really need a recap explaining to me who these characters are again. And there are some parts in the film that did feel a little similar to the first film, where the first film was about Joy and Sadness trying to get back to headquarters after getting out of it by accident, while also encountering some weird stuff in Riley's mind along the way. While in this film, all 5 of the emotions this time get kicked out of headquarters and have to figure out a way to get back to headquarters while encountering some weird stuff in Riley's mind along the way. Sound familiar? But what does save the story from being a complete copy of the first Inside Out film is the message about growing up. It may not be easy, especially with dealing with issues with puberty and making some sacrifices in your life. And those sacrifices do make you feel like a different person, and you end up making a lot of mistakes along the way. But as you get older, you start to work through those mistakes and they start to get easier for you. Inside Out 2 is, in my opinion, another great Pixar sequel. Yeah, the story can be a little similar to the first film and the recap in the beginning was unnecessary. But what saves it is that it has incredible animation and still has an engaging story, fun characters, it's really funny, and it has a very good and mature message about growing up. I'm gonna give Inside Out 2 an A-. So guys, if you have seen Inside Out 2, what did you think about it? Did you think it's a great Pixar sequel, or did you think it was one of the weaker Pixar sequels? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a thing, because it helps my channel grow. Hit the notification bell so you know what other videos I'm posting. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one.